welcome back once again to another amazing adventure in game development. This is Building Shit with me, MabusGames. What's going on, everybody? How are you? Doji. Devro. How's it going, man? Good morning, good afternoon. Kid got home early, so I got to start early. Alright. I'm gonna catch Doji on Sundays and Wednesdays. Missed him for today, but, you know, he'll be around again. Okay, so, making a chandelier. Okay, that did go off perpendicular. Good. I need a little bit of a pump right here. This guy. Going to double. Bring it up just a little bit. I only need that much. I'm gonna stick a ring on there. Let's see here. I was sticking with this earlier for a little while before the kid went off to do her Girl Scouts thing. I got this far and then I had to stop. So here's where I'm at. Now this is gonna hold a whole bunch of the horny candles. So I need rings for all of this. Let's begin. Item. Primitive. Cylinder. Vertices. Scale it down. A lot. Here, right about there is good. Probably bring that candle over here and just make sure the shape is right. Holy fuck you. Get over here. What's going on, Ira? Why is my child speaking French? You said, ooh la la. How many Girl Scout patches do I have now? I don't have any. I'm really bad at it. But the little one's got 4, I think. Take this down to 1, please. There we go. That ought to do the job. Edges. Your third interview is tomorrow? How many fucking interviews do you need before you can have the job? We just want to make sure. Backspace that. Polygons. Oop. Before I continue. Give me that horny candle real quick. Make sure we got the right size here. Let's duplicate that. Don't gotta worry about moving it back into place. Yeah, it's a little small. Who am I kidding? That's a lot small. I want it to hold like right about there. Alright, so let's make this bigger. That'll do the job. Yes. Yes. Alright, now I can delete this guy. Won't need that. Make sure, after 3 to 4 hours of meetings at work, trying to blame my chat room for the poor performance of a programmer that doesn't know what a greater than sign means. Oh god. Oh god. I'm sorry that happened, Ira. People can be baboons from time to time. Delete that. Edges. Grab you. Bridge. There. Okay, now for this next little part here, I don't know exactly how I want to do this, but I think I'm going to leave that where it is right now. And just move this over into position here. And you're a little bigger than I wanted, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We'll make that work. Okay, so what I need to do... I'm going to grab edges. Alley cat! Less than 0. Greater than 0. Yeah, exactly. Even all. What's going on, Alley cat? Top of the morning to you. Or something to that effect. Stuff. Heard. Okay, mesh edit. Loop slice 2. These to where they need to go. Yeah, sure. Give me a minute here. Okay, now, for sure, I want to do the same thing to this. I'm going to be duplicating that. Loop slice that. Look at what he was doing, so clearly it's my chat room's fault for distracting him. Oh, obviously. It's gotta be. If it wasn't, you know. That is not the right channel. There we go. Alleycat, how about a private call? Alright, now that will take care of that. So, let's see here. Where are you in comparison to 57.25? Duplicate that. .25. Duplicate this one. Duplicate again. Alright, now this one's going to be a bigger pain in the ass. Duplicate you. Bring you to top. That looks about right. 18.64 through 22. Copy this. Duplicate. There. Move this over. Hello, Alley Cat. Check, check. Alley Cat doesn't have his stuff. There you go. I could hear you for a second, and then it stopped.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
There you
Weird
go.
shit happening.
Now, let's see.
How are you? What are you doing? What are you up to?
Making a chandelier.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Not bad.
Cough, cold, trying to
Come around to check out my property.
Ah.
And they're looking at the they all say the same shit. They walk in, they go, "Fuck it out! Look at the size of this fucking place." It's fucking hilarious.
Right? Sucks that you gotta move.
Yeah, it really, really does. I don't want to, but at the same time, I kind of have to.
Still sucks.
It really does, and I'm having great difficulty finding somewhere new as well. It's driving me crazy. It's like a full-time job just trying to find somewhere to live. I can't fucking believe it.
Right? Duplicate this.
But what is happening with you? I haven't seen you for about a week.
Yeah, that's about right, I think. Oop. I finished up the house kit.
Yeah.
And there we go. Now I'm moving on to props. So, yeah, good times at Ridgemont High. Fast times at Ridgemont High?
I wouldn't know.
So I'm just trying to.
I reckon I know of it. I've never watched it, but I know roughly what it is.
Yeah, it's okay. It was all right. It was a good.
It's
movie.
like, what was it? A movie or a TV show?
It was a movie. Ultimately, It wasn't bad. But, 80s flick. 80s flick, as they go.
This morning I had a real interesting. I was dropped in on someone's stream, so this would have been like about Yeah, about 12 hours ago. Dropped in. Someone was streaming on Twitch, and they were doing game design, level design. Well, not level design. They were learning how to use Unreal Engine, and I dropped in and got talking to them. They had probably the greatest FPS idea I have ever fucking heard in my life. It was so good.
Well, do tell.
Well, I'm just trying to prepare myself here. I want to frame it in my head before I hand it over to you, because I know what you're like. You'll be like, nah, that sounds like shit. But it was so fucking good. It was so good. Original is what it felt like. Really original. His idea, this guy, he was saying, well, how about, because he was talking about level design. So how about you're fighting, so it's FPS with third and first person, so kind of like Fortnite type of controls. And Fortnite, as I've said before, Fortnite to me, I don't like the game, but I'd have to be a colossal arsehole to turn around and say the controls suck. The controls in that game are very, very good. I just can't stand the game. Well, it's not like I can't stand it, I just can't get on board with it, you know?
Right.
There's just something about Battle Royale games I just don't like. To me, they always come across as dumb. They seem like, well, why don't you just kill everybody on the bus at the beginning, and therefore you don't have to fuck around with the game? Why don't you gas everybody on board so that you don't have to deal with the whole shooting mechanic? Why don't you blow up the fucking plane or whatever? Why, you know what I mean? Like, whatever the starting position is, why don't you just...
Right.
Why don't you do that? Why isn't that an option? You've got hands, you can go judo chop, and just take them all out like Mike Myers or some shit, you know? Just something instead of, okay, everybody, see you on the ground. Here we go. Hey, wait a minute, you're killing me. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But still, I know they're very, very popular. But he was saying, how about you're fighting inside of a robot? And I was like, ooh, that sounds good.
So you're having this whole battle inside of a robot, or you're driving a robot suit and you're having a battle?
No, dude, I'm talking about a robot the size of Florida.
Okay.
And you're fighting inside the robot. Well, maybe not the size of Florida, but big. Yeah, like a big fucking robot. Big enough for people to have a TDM game inside of, or a CTF game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, pick a battlefield level as big as that. That's how big the robot is, and you're fighting inside of it, because it's down. It's like, imagine a robot that is slain, and it's on it's just been knocked down on the ground. It's just collapses. Huge robot, and you're fighting inside of it to try and take control of the robot for, science fiction reasons.
Right. Obviously.
And I just kept thinking about it, and I just thought it's the most fucking badass idea I've ever had. He came up with the idea, and I'm not going to take anything away from this guy because he seemed like a nice guy. He came up with the idea of having like an FPS inside of a robot. But the more I thought about it, I just started adding lore to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what if it's like an alien planet, and it looks like these robots had a big, like, climactic Godzilla-esque battle, and this is what's left, and we're going to go in there as human beings and try and, like, do like a wrecking crew and try and take all of the stuff, all of the shit, all of the science fiction tech that we find inside. And there's competing factions to try and clear out these robots and take the technology that's inside of them. And there are also people who, instead of trying to take it and take control all of the technology inside of the robot. What they're trying to do is use this technology to help mankind. And I was just thinking, fuck it, it just gets better and better. It's a fucking great idea. And it really is. It's just such an awesome idea. I mean, imagine fighting inside of like just lots of metal walls and stuff, but you can tell that where you are inside of the robot. You think, oh right, I'm inside the torso, or oh yeah, I'm inside the head and I can see through the robot eye sockets kind of thing. And I mean like a classic looking robot, like Iron Giant type of robot, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like a 1950s sort of a steampunky-esque type of a robot that's just, that's had a huge massive cannon shell through its chest, and like there's just leaking oil everywhere, and just, but massive robot and fighting inside it. I just thought it's fucking badass, just because I love science fiction.
Right.
And I just thought that is just fucking so good. That is just so good. But anyway, yeah, that was it. It's just the best, most original FPS idea I have heard in a very long time.
Well, it sounds like it'd be fun, actually. In my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
I really wanted this. I didn't want the whole thing. I just wanted this piece. Like, god damn it. Antius, how's it going, man? Ira, sorry everybody has a cold. I'm just getting past that. The kids were...
Is it going around, is it?
Yeah. Lots of fun.
How is the weather where you are?
Ridiculous. Today it's warm. Yesterday it was a little less warm. 2 days ago it was awful.
Is it
freezing?
Freezing though?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
And yeah, it keeps on going from hot to cold to hot to cold to hot to cold, and that's just the perfect way to get absolutely fucking horribly sick. Lots of fun. So I've been enjoying it. Because the kids are all sick. Or the kids got sick. Got me sick. Got everybody sick. I'm surprised the wife didn't get sick. I'm fucking shocked and appalled, honestly. She always gets sick.
Have you had flu shot?
Huh? Have I had a flu shot? No.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the house has, though. And I don't go anywhere. So if I'm gonna get the flu, it's gonna be from them. Oh, bastards. Not that. Perspective.
How much would such a thing cost someone?
Usually it's free.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's free. Everybody get a flu shot. It's free. Or if it's not free, our insurance covers it. Which is weird. Insurance never covers fucking anything. Find away as usual. Got a new blog post out. Hell yeah. Feel free to post. Okay. So this is going to attach to the ceiling. Or not the ceiling, a support beam of some kind. And this is going to dangle from it. It's a dangler.
Are they giving you good feedback?
Yeah. Most of the time, good feedback. I had to revise this guy because it was just way too fucking poly heavy. It was ridiculous. Hey, you didn't even get to see this guy, did you? Hey, you. Over here. Do the thing. So I've got the hearth. Built that yesterday. Finished this guy yesterday. The brazier. Built this guy yesterday. I've got a brazier. I've got a hearth. I've got a horny candle and a wall sconce. Now I'm doing a chandelier. So, yeah, things are going. And of course, I'm going to duplicate the horny candle into these rings here to complete the chandelier. As of right now, I don't know how many polygons it is, but it's enough. 983. That's not bad. Still too many, but I still got to subdivide this. Round it out a bit.
They must be using mesh shaders, you know. I mean, I've spoken about this before. I'm just like, what fucking business?
Using what?
Mesh shaders. They got to be using them in some regard or another.
Likely. Let me turn you up and the music down for me.
I can turn myself up.
Yeah, try to turn yourself up a little bit. In fact, I'm still going to turn the music down and then increase it here. Alright, anybody listening to the stream, let me know how the music is right now. Is it okay? Alley Cat, give me a check.
Chickadee check.
That's much better. Now I can hear you. You can bring that down just a little bit.
I didn't actually change anything, by the way.
That's okay. You didn't have to. I just had to turn the music down and then increase the output on the stream.
Did you enjoy that Making of Tron documentary?
I didn't even get to watch it yet.
Ooh.
I know. Walking Dead ended.
It's like I said, it's like you go at like the 1 hour mark and it starts going into detail about the new mathematics that they were coming out with at that time through looking at plotting things by vectors and using hard surface modeling and subdivisional modeling. Because they had two companies do two different things.
Right.
So they had the people doing the hard surface modeling that were using vectors, and then you had people using subdivisional modeling. The subdivisional modeling and the subtractive modeling was, well, if you watch the documentary you'll see, but you'll like how they did the light cycles. Like how they did the wheels for the light cycles is basically having a sphere and then subtracting it with a slightly smaller sphere.
Right.
And doing booleans. So there's tons of Boolean usage in some of the modeling, but the other modeling, like the I forget the name of the things that look, the things that fly around in the movie.
Too.
They used basically CAD for that and vector plotted hard surface modeling, and they had to input all of the fucking vectors by hand.
Fuck that.
Fucking by hand. By hand.
All of that. Fuck everything about that. Jesus Christ, no.
So the way they did it. Hold on. The way they did it was they understood what the starting position was, and they understood what the finishing position was, and they had a computer program calculate what all of the different interpolative points are going to be with a camera in a 3D space. And they then printed all of these numbers out, and they had these poor bastards fucking for hours and hours and hours on end input these fucking X, Y, and Z coordinates for all of these different vectors.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine that shit?
Oh my... No. No,
See, so
no.
like I said, they had two different CG houses. They had one that did booleans with all of the light cycles, and then they had all of the other sequences that were just raw math, just like fucking math, just entering maths in, just entering vectors. It's like, well, you watch the documentary. Like I say, the stuff I thought that would be of interest to you would be the modelling stuff, and that's round about the 1 hour mark. So the first hour is just everyone saying the same thing. We didn't know what we were making. Cut to next scene. We didn't know what we were making. Cut to next scene. We just had no idea what we were making. Cut to next scene. You know, when I came to this, I didn't know what we... It's just like an hour of people saying the exact same thing. But you get to the 1 hour mark.
Idea.
Well, you get to the 1 hour mark, they said, we didn't know how to do this, but we had a good idea, and then it gets interesting, you start talking about modeling. But it's always a good... It's just incredible to think that some 18-year-old straight out of high school could do a better job than what they did in seconds.
Right now. Now.
Yeah, now,
okay,
of course, but still.
All right, follow me on this one, Alley Cat. Look at my screen.
I can see.
Now, I don't have any of these rings actually attached. They're just merged into a single object. But none of these rings are actually attached. I'm going to have to do subsurface division to get it rounded out, like the whole thing rounded out. But I need to watch the poly count hard. Like as hard as I can.
Well, yeah, but aren't you turning them into quads?
What's that?
Aren't they going to be quads?
Yeah, they're already quads.
Well, why don't they just do the subdivision inside of Unity?
Nah.
They can tweak it to, because they're going to convert it into tries, surely.
It's going to convert automatically into tries anyways.
Well, yeah.
As soon as you pop it into the engine, it's going to turn into tries.
Yeah. So once it's in tries, why don't they just do the subdivision there and decide how many... Well, I shouldn't really say anything about Unity.
I'd rather them...
I really shouldn't.
They don't want...
It's hard for me to advise because I'm just like, well, that doesn't matter anymore. Surely you can just...
They're not modelers. You're asking me to give them a task that...
No, I know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say the wrong thing, you know?
They're programmers. That's what I'm getting at. They're programmers. They're not asset builders. They're asset users.
Yeah.
I don't want them to have to go through and have an extra layer of complexity just to get the thing finished up. So when I send this to them, it needs to be a complete piece that they can use right out of the box. This needs to be plug and play.
So you're gonna convert it into tries.
Well, I don't have to convert it into tries. I just have to make sure it maintains quads. Because it's going to automatically try in the engine. As soon as you pop it in the engine, it goes into tries. Automatically. It's just, I want it to go into tries in a predictable manner. And it's quads. Because the quad is going to turn into a try. But, what I'm thinking here is...
Well, you got a lot of lines there. I mean,
If I attach this, which I don't want to. I'm thinking I don't. I'm thinking I'm not going to attach this at all. I'm thinking I'm not going to bother taking the time to merge those vertices together and yada 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 yada.
But what is your concern?
My concern is if I do, it's going to increase how many edges I need, how many edge loops I need to make sure that it doesn't, just completely break down after I sub D. Because if I, watch, if I sub D right now, you'll see, boom, see all that? Think, blank, bad, more bad, lots more bad, whole bunch of bad. These are okay-ish, but they're collapsing down on themselves a little bit. This is alright, that's shit, more shit, more shit. This actually turned out better than I thought it was going to. That turned out way better than I thought it was going to. Anyway.
Well, it's okay. It's as long as you've got enough room for things to increase into. So, if you take any one of the... Well, start naming these pieces. What do you want to call the circles?
Well, this is like the chandelier base. These are
just... candle holders?
Yeah, they're going to hold the candles.
Alright, so you've got the candle holders, and you've got a metal, I'm guessing,
metal ring that they're attached to.
Alright, well, what are the short, stumpy bits that they're attached to? What are they?
Metal.
All right.
So
But what do you?
this whole thing's going to be metal. It's all going to be like one
Okay.
cast iron piece.
Well, it'll be so long as you are giving it space to expand into when you do the sub D, it won't be as bad.
Hmm.
So what I mean by that is,
See, 'cause I could take this, I could start basically ripping it apart, get rid of as many edges as I possibly can, add in the sub Ds or the edge loops where I need the edge loops to keep them from blowing the fuck up, and ultimately it will end up in a lower polygon version, in a lower poly version than it will otherwise. See, like this right here, this is, I can get rid of all of these fucking edges if this is a separate piece. Same thing here. I can get rid of all those edges if this is just a separate piece.
so what you want to get rid of the edge loops?
As many as possible, yeah. So I'm thinking of taking the time to break these pieces off and just popping into chunks.
If you take the piece, all right, rotate it so that the ring is facing one of the candle holders is like full screen, so that we're only looking at the candle holder, and the piece of, what is that? How many sides is that? 1, 2, 3.
12.
Yeah. Get it kind of side on so that we can see the thing that it's connected to, kind of flatter. So like 45-degree in. You know what I mean?
We're on here.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's keep the camera there as best as possible. Yeah. Okay. So you've got, onto the right of your screen, you've got a metal candle holder with a metal beam going into a metal circular bit.
Right.
Which edge loops on the side, so the middle to the edge, on the side of that, do you want to get rid of? Do you think you should be getting rid of?
I think I can get rid of all of these. Oops. All the way around. Same thing